And welcome back to the very best, supposedly, according to all 39 of you who watch this show, wrestling video cast known as the male soap opera moment. Why is it the best? Well, it's not because of me, obviously. It's because we have some serious talent in the room, one of which begins with Damascus and ends with Desmond. Welcome back, Damascus Des. And of course, the wrestling encyclopedia. I was going to say reckless wrestling encyclopedia because if you're looking at the visual right now of Vinny's face, it looks like something terrible happened. It looks like that tarantula behind Desmond took a dookie on Vinny's face and it spread all over. We're gonna let Vinny get into that here. That's exclusive content. Apparently, he's in this IDG AF stage in his life where nothing matters. But what does matter here is this WrestleLamia pay-per-view coming up, and that is known as WWE Fastlane. No, I did not say WrestleMania. I said WrestleLamia in case I get the hate letters, emails, and bomb threats. The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, this has been known as WrestleLamia to some, wittier than I stole that from the interwebs, as everybody steals everything. There's nothing original. Get over it. The reason why I say that is because most of these matches on their faces are pretty easy to call, right? But there could be a couple curveballs, and we're going to discuss these. There's 5 of them coming at us from Indianapolis, Indiana, land of corn and good people. The first one we want to talk about for Saturday night is Seth freaking Rollins and the up-and-coming, dare I say trending, Shinsuke Nakamura, not to be confused with this alter ego that Vinny has created, Shinsuke Nakamura. And they are battling it out in a last man standing match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I, your champion, am a very graceful champion. Am I not? Am I not?
Probably
Dude,
not.
you're wearing a belt. Why are you wearing that belt on my show?
Because even though I don't have this title, I'm still a champion on the other show. So the belt is going to stay until someone takes this from me, and we'll find out most likely at the Rumble, unless my Survivor Series schedule changes. Most likely, or we might do a Crown Jewel. Who knows? Maybe this might remain to be seen. I don't know what the hell we're going to do at this point. Usually it's dependent on the Big Four. But that's why this is here, because I still have my other belt, and I still proudly display it.
Okay, if it makes you feel better, helps you sleep better, and helps.
I'm just gonna say it. If someone like an AEW champion wins an indie belt, they don't wear the indie belt in an AEW ring.
Yeah, they do. I've seen several.
They wear Ring of Honor belts, which is owned by AEW.
Yes, but that might as well be an indie fed.
But no, that is technically still owned and it's still an AEW ring.
And they do wear New Japan belts, and that's an indie fed in all in itself. So
I think, New Japan's not indie either. New Japan is the biggest wrestling in Japan. That would be like calling WWE indie because when you're in another country because WWE is not from that country. That's literally all the difference.
Well, WWE is a global company. The other two aren't. Ring of Honor and New Japan are a lot of things. One thing they aren't are global companies.
Actually, didn't AEW just have something like didn't they just do something in like Canada or something? No, they did one in England, didn't they?
They had one show in Wembley, but that's AEW. I'm talking about Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Well, Ring of Honor is owned by AEW, so Ring of Honor is still technically speaking.
It's in the same branch, but it's not the same thing. That's like saying WWE and the UFC are under the same brand. Technically, yes, they're two completely different companies.
Do you see?
But they're owned by one person, but they're technically from the same company.
This is the greatness that you'll get here on this show. Nowhere else will you hear two men argue back and forth about what is indie and what isn't indie. Listen, she is not indie. Ari is not here, but the indie circuit is something that these wrestlers came from these places, right? We were just talking before. Go ahead, Des.
I have an interesting argument to this. In the music industry, indie means independent artist, meaning not under a record company. In pro wrestling, would that just mean not a corporation?
It means you don't make any money wrestling. That's what indies mean.
I will say this: Cody Rhodes proved that false.
Well,
if,
he ended up back on the reservation. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you come from WWE or something like that, and then you go to the Indies, yeah, you make a living because you're a big enough star that you can generate revenue. But if you're an indie guy who's never been on television, you're lucky if $100 is like a gift from God if you've never been on TV. There's
Kenny Omega.
$100.
Kenny Omega was making good money before he made it on TV.
Yeah, that's because he's a very good con man that was able to swindle a lot of people.
Whoa, hey, listen, these views are not those of Wenz World or its parent company, Hyper Mega Global Omni Hypnocore. So we got to move on, guys. We promised predictions. Let's get to them. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke. Seth Rollins is going to lose the belt. It is time for Shinsuke. They built him up enough. It's time. It's time. This is one of those matches, gentlemen. And I'm just coming. Listen, you heard it. The champ has spoken. The first match is going to be won in the prediction realm by Shinsuke Nakamura. Damascus Dez, are you in agreement with the Wenz here? Or are you going to part ways and create a path for yourself?
This one's an interesting match automatically because the way they're showing things, Seth Rollins is trying to make this belt mean something, and he's doing a damn good job.
It does mean something.
Right. So I feel like Rollins has done phenomenally with the belt. I think but there's an issue here. I do believe it is time for Rollins to drop the belt, and I think Shinsuke would be a great person as a heel to take it from him, and probably not hold it as long as Seth, but that's all right. But I feel like it is time for him to win. But historically, like 95% of the time, the title belt does not change hands in a last man standing match.
Ooh, callback. Nice. Okay.
It's like an insane percentage of the time. If it's in a last man standing match, it does not change hands. That being said, I want Shinsuke to win because Rollins needs to take a step away from the title. That belt needs to get a few more names on it. And I think Shinsuke will be a decent champion. At least maybe not as long as I said as Rollins, but it'll give some more matchups, some different things going on, and allow for new storylines to happen. I think Shinsuke is walking out with this belt.
Vincent Kennedy Bucci, what say you?
I never thought I'd say this, but this is a hard one to call. And the reason it's hard is because of the fact, as we said before, Rollins has been champ for an insane amount of time. And, the question is could Nakamura take it? And the thing is, I personally would not put a belt on him. That's just my opinion. But, I got to look at this like how it can be done. And also I'm hearing a lot of stories about potential WrestleMania opponents that Rollins can have. And I do agree that if Nakamura was the champion, he wouldn't have to hold it for very long because short-term title reigns are okay in some cases. Not everybody that wins the title has to hold it for 6 months to a year. There are some who should because they're that damn good. But there's some people, they can hold it for a couple of months because, yeah, they're good for a while, but after a certain point, no one's really going to give a shit. And that's where it is with Nakamura. It'd be fun for a month or two, but after a certain point, you're not going to give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Nakamura, you're just not. And then with Rollins, it is getting kind of stale. But from what I'm hearing, there's potential stories down the road of opponents for Rollins and people they want to see take the belt off of him. So in the spirit of that, and based on the statistics that Desmond just pointed out, that's the great thing about the males over moment. Even I can learn something new. Because at best, the champion belt doesn't normally change hands. They've had one time it was a draw, and that was Rock and Mankind at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. But other than that, it's been the champ retained. So I'm going to roll the dice here. I'm going to say Rollins keeps it.
Wow. All right. So we already have a point of disagreement. Booch, if we agree on every other match, that match will be the determining factor. Damascus Dez is still riding with the Wenz here. Let's see if this continues here.
I'm kind of hoping we have times when we all differentiate throughout this. There's only 5 matches. It would be really cool if this is the one that has the most differentiation between us.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And feel free if there's ever a match and Wenz Worldians, as you've seen in episodes past, y'all, that if there are matches where you feel like there could be, something like a tiebreaker, feel free to bring that in. I thought one of you honestly was going to bring in the possibility of Damian Priest maybe cashing in after that match, but I'm insanely glad you didn't. And if it was, it probably wouldn't be on Shinsuke. It would be on a belabored Seth Rollins who can barely stand. That would make sense.
It would. It would actually. That would be a great thing because you put a long ass match between the two of them. A last man standing match is the perfect match to cash in after because they're beating the hell out of each other for like an hour.
And here's the best part: if they want to do this, and this is this, if Dominic hadn't won the North American title, which every NXT fan we're pissed about that, but if Dominic didn't have a championship, what you could do is Damian could win the world title, then the Judgment Day could reinforce the Freebird rule, give Dominic the tag belt, and him and Finn can defend the tag titles while Priest focuses on being the world heavyweight champion. You could pass the tag belt.
I feel like when Priest does get that title, though, it's going to reinforce the problems in the Judgment Day. I really feel like either Priest or Balor is going to step aside when he wins that title.
One of those has to happen, right? Yeah. I mean, you can't keep this faction intact the way that it's trending. We see this volcano. We hear it. It's starting to rumble. The ground's getting a little warm underneath our feet. We got to wonder, as this calendar progresses, is this going to be one of those pay-per-views where we start to smell a little smoke, right? So that'll be interesting. We got to move forward. The next match that we want to talk about here is, boy, these faces are looking good nowadays. John Cena and LA Knight versus those heels, Jimmy and Solo of the Bloodline. No gold on the line. Obviously, a little bit of face here. And speaking of face, potentially the handoff from the old face that runs the place to, I know you guys are on board with LA Knight. This guy is insanely over. It's no mystery. He could establish himself as the next guy. And we've already seen Cena kind of hand him, so to speak, at the top of the ramp, that torch in a kind of subtle way. I think that's the best word. But we're going to see a more solid version of that on a pay-per-view platform here. I picked first last time. Booch, you picked last time. So Booch, why don't you pick first on this match?
Okay, this one is probably the most exciting one on the show. I think this is the match that everybody's looking the most forward to seeing, most fans. Not just because John Cena is going to be back in the ring, but because LA Knight's tag partner. And it was beautiful, especially since LA Knight was supposed to make the save the week before, but he got infected with COVID. That's why Cena had the beatdown. Now, I've seen a fuck ton of rumors on the internet that are driving me nuts, where apparently Kevin Nash recently signed a contract with WWE. I think it's a Legends contract. So now there's talk of Kevin Nash interfering in this match since he's been talking shit about LA Knight on his podcast, and LA Knight's been hinting at Kevin Nash. So, which I would be okay with that, but only if it was going to lead to a match between Nash and LA Knight at Crown Jewel, which I doubt is going to happen. So, because otherwise you're just killing a storyline for no reason. There's also talk of Cena facing Roman for the title at Crown Jewel. I'm hearing that story going around. So there's a million different scenarios that can be played with this. But because I feel like LA Knight's got momentum, and as Desmond and I talked about before, Cena needs to win. He's been taking way too many L's, like even more than he should be. I say John Cena and LA Knight win this match.
Yeah, I'm interested. Is Big Sexy still in wrestling shape?
I think a little bit from the last time I saw him, but the way Kevin Nash works in the ring, even if he just worked out a little bit, he could still go. Like, because he doesn't do a lot of crazy shit in the ring. So as long as the pacing was done properly, he could still work a match. Now, could he be full time? Hell no. But he could work a one-nighter if needed.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool for the old Nitro audience to get that taste of the old school days, right? The late 90s, early 2000s. Like, yeah, come on. Late 90s.
Saudi Arabia's going to do
it. Dez, what say you? Are you going with the faces or are you going with the heels in this one?
This one's a interesting one because Cena has not had a good record as of late. All right, this one's a interesting one because, like I said, Cena does not have a good record as of late. Now, he has been talking about having a few more matches because of the Hollywood shit between the writer's strike and the actor's strike. Now the writer's strike is over, so maybe he's going to be wanting to go back in because apparently they are going to do another season of Peacemaker. So I can see him and going leaving WWE soon, but they still need writers to write those scripts first. But I think right now he has committed to WWE for a few things, and I think that he's going to be around at least until Crown Jewel. And for that to mean something, he needs to get a win under his belt. I'm going to agree with Vinny. This is going to be John Cena and LA Knight.
Yeah, I think it would be really stupid of me to pick against LA Knight right now. Although I don't really care. I'm a fan of I'm a fan of the sport, of the entertainment of the sport. He hasn't won me over yet, just being honest and sincere. I haven't watched enough of him, I guess, for that to happen. But that'll happen because I'll be watching. Yeah, so with that said, I got to go with the faces here. But it is going to be interesting to see how this L that the bloodline is going to take is going to impact the relationship between Jimmy and Roman. As we've seen, Jimmy's getting a little like trying to creep his way towards the head of the table a little bit. Yeah, right.
That's something that they seem to be pushing here is Jimmy is being a little straightforward here. He's pushing to be a little bit more in charge, and you're seeing the reaction from Paul and from Solo for that matter, because Solo's like
weird.
Motherfucker, you ain't my boss, motherfucker.
Right. I don't even think, honestly.
And here's the thing is, Jimmy isn't even officially in the bloodline at the moment.
Well, and if we're being completely candid, I don't think Solo sees Roman as his boss. I mean, we've seen it past pay-per-views where, so you touch Solo the wrong way, he'll push you back. When push comes to shove, at the end of the day, we are going to officially down the line see Solo Sikoa as being Solo.
Oh yeah, it'll happen. But right as of right now, every time that Roman said back off, he is backed off.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah. Solo takes orders, but he doesn't take shit. There's a difference.
There it is. That's a great way to sum it up. Thank you, Bucci. Thank you. All three of us see the value in not picking against LA Knight right now.
Yeah.
But I love how the heels are going to take heat from this match. And we're going to see the return of Roman Reigns next week on SmackDown. I mean, I won't because I don't watch it, but you guys will if you watch SmackDown. But somehow I continue to retain the championship. It's just like a miracle, modern day miracle. Water in a wine, baby. Here we go. Match 3. Io Sky, your current champion, going up against Vinny's, dare I say, the love of his life. I mean, I have never seen a man so fixated with a woman so much that because she's ignored his repeated petitions for a date or any kind of contact whatsoever, that he just resorts to vitriol and just hatred and slander. Slander is the word I'm looking for. I think that really depicts the current situation. I digress.
In most cases, it's libel. In most cases, he's bitching about it online, so it's in print and it's libel.
Yeah, and he misspells a lot too, so it's even worse. But, those two are going up against and listen, this triple threat match has a lot of implications. Bucci went first last time. I went first the first time. So naturally, Damascus Diaz, now is your time.
This is tough because it is really hard to bet against Charlotte. It really fucking is. But I still think it's way too soon to take the belt off of Io Sky. We're in a tough spot here. In the end, I don't think Charlotte's going to take the belt off of Io Sky. I think that when they bring Bianca back, we're going to get close. That's when we'll get closer to Io Sky losing the belt. So I'm gonna go with Io Sky on this one.
All right, I am going to also go with Io Sky. So Des, me and you are going to have a tiebreaker on this match. So who pins who submits who, however it goes down. It's a triple threat. Could happen a number of ways.
Wait, what do you mean it's a triple threat? It's Io Sky and Charlotte.
No, it's a triple threat.
Asuka's the third one.
Oh. legitimately forgot about the fact that Asuka was in this match.
This is 2 weeks in a row. Oh, wait, can I just point out this is 2 pay-per-views in a row? What was the last one where you made up a match?
No, last time I thought it was a triple threat, and this time, this time I thought it was 1-on-1. Okay.
Sounds like
Yeah.
you're what to do.
It doesn't change my answer for the same reason. I think it's just too soon to take the belt off Vio. She looked good, but her face,
Bitch, let's be honest. If you and Charlotte Flair were in a room together and she came on to you, you would not turn her away. Let's be honest. Let's be real for a moment. Can we be real?
I'm a guy. I banged uglier chicks than Charlotte Flair. I've been there.
I can attest to that. I've seen the chicks he's dated.
I'm just saying, I've been with uglier girls than Charlotte Flair. So Charlotte, from a beauty standpoint, would be actually a step up. I'm just saying. So, okay. Besides,
I love it.
I'm just saying, I don't need to worry about her face. That's why doggy style was invented.
Okay, all right, we got to move on. Okay, so we all agree. So 2 out of 3 of us agree that Io Sky is retaining this championship. Boots is going with the love of his life, Charlotte Flair. Let's move on. The LWO. This is the weirdest match. Okay, I still don't completely understand all the rules, but there's a lot of and or with this match because people can pop in and pop out. So you got Rey Mysterio heading the LWO, obviously. Santos, Joaquin, or Cruz del Toro with Zelina. And of course, you're going with Team Bobby here, Lashley and the Profits. There's no title on the line, obviously. This is just a regular 6-man tag match. I believe that Team Bobby is going to win this match. I think Rey Mysterio is at a point in his career where he doesn't need a win. The LWO is just kind of it's a pop. I'm no disrespect to the Latin community, but they really pushed the LWO to be anything more than kind of just a flash in the pan at pay-per-views, just a quick little boop, and then gone backstage. And this is exactly what this is. This is a way to propel the Street Profits, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. They are so freaking due. It's ridiculous how overdue the Street Profits are. And for those reasons and the fact that Bobby Lashley is also due and we'll be back in the title hunt very soon, mind you, I'm going to go with Team Bobby. What say you guys? I don't know who went first last time. Whoever wants to go. I don't care.
This is an interesting one. The only way in hell I see the LWO winning is if they finally pull the trigger on a contract that they signed months ago and bring Carlito back in.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
The only way that I see the LWO winning.
But didn't they sign him? Didn't he get signed?
They did.
With WWE?
They signed him. WWE didn't make an official announcement, but he did actually say that he canceled several of his indie promotion shit because he was officially signed back with WWE.
There you go. So why else would he be? He's not on a development contract. He's there to do something. Yeah.
Right. And apparently they just haven't known what to do with him, which is some of the stupidest shit because he is an easy push. Whether you bring him in to make him look like he's with the LWO and then he turns on the LWO, that's an automatic heel shit. He's a phenomenal heel. He's a decent face.
Right.
There are so many stories, so many great talents he could work with, but they've got nothing for him. They're fucking morons.
Yeah. Either that or they're waiting for the right time to bring him in. That could be the other factor too, but sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But the point of the matter is that is the only way that I can see the LWO winning this, and I don't see it happening. I see this. They just officially backed the Street Profits as fully turning heel. They've started actually attacking people, making a point, and I think the Street Profits need this a lot more than the LWO do.
Amen. I couldn't have surmised it any better, dude. 100%. Booch, what say you, brother?
This is the other match that we all agree on. I'd say Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are going to win this, and the reason is because obviously for a lot of the reasons people are saying, the Carlito thing, I wish that came into my head, but I will say that the one reason I think they're going to win is because I do feel like with Rey Mysterio and Santos, there is a possibility of some LWO dissension. Even though they kind of had the U.S. title match and whatever, I got a feeling at some point Santos and Rey are going to come to blows on something. I don't know how long the LWO is going to last because, like we said before, it's moving the needle, but like not really. Mm-hmm. It's like flipping. It's like it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. It doesn't fully move. So I feel like Bobby Lashley's Street Profits could benefit from this win because if you weren't gonna, give them a win, why put them back together in the first place? You could have had Lashley just say, "I the hell with you guys" and move on. But obviously they're getting back together and they're getting back into Lashley's good graces. That means they've got long-term plans. So based on that, I'm going with Lashley and the Profits.
Yeah, and again, analysis that you won't get on other shows from these two guys. Come on, let's be real about it. Exactly. The Street Profits, I mean, when they change your gimmick, there's a purpose in it. And for some reason, Des, you made a great point. For some reason, they can't figure out what to do with Carlito. For some reason, they can't figure out what to do with the Street Profits, even though on any other promotion, and I get WWE is insanely cursed with talent. It's a double-edged sword, right? They have so much damn talent. They only have so many hours a week and so many dark shows.
They've got a lot more hours a week than any other promotion.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? If you only have a 3-hour show on Monday, it's hard to tell a story, and they're not doing it right. I'm not defending, but I'm saying it's hard to build all these different stories and all these tag teams and wrestlers when you only have so much time. And it also seems like there's still a lot of politics, and hopefully over time that'll change. But I love that they're doing something. Anything with the Street Profits. They're so talented, and it's long overdue. So that's a match that we all agree on. We're gonna get back to the final match between the Judgment Day and Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. But I did promise that we have to come up with something, Des, me and you, for this triple threat match. We agreed that Io Sky was going to win this match, but if she does win, who takes the pin?
I would say if Charlotte's losing, she's not taking the pin in a triple threat. I would say Asuka takes the pin.
For the sake of good competition, I will say Charlotte takes the pin, and it also creates more heat if Charlotte takes the pin, because then she could come out with her character, her heel character, and say, that shouldn't have happened. I'm back. Whatever she wants to say, but it would be important for her to actually lose a match. And I know WWE hates doing that, but wouldn't it be great for her to just straight up freaking lose in a triple threat, get pinned, get rolled up, even if it's a quick, roll up, not a quick roll up, because that would be a terrible match. But, at the end of the match.
I actually like when matches end with a quick roll up, because that is a legitimate wrestling move. When a match ends with a legitimate wrestling roll up, that is phenomenal to me. You don't see that very often. So I'm not saying it should happen all the time, but especially in like a triple threat when you're trying to get a quick pin, that's a fucking great way to end the match.
Yeah, not for a women's title match.
It is a great way to end the match if you're trying to build a story. If you're not trying to build a story, it doesn't work. But roll-ups have happened very frequently in modern wrestling. So it shouldn't happen often, but it does. So that's the only thing that I needed to disagree with on that. But I do agree roll-ups are great if you're telling a story and you're building it forward. Then you'd be like, you got lucky because you rolled me up. Now let's see if you can hit your finisher and legit knock me out.
But it's like, you got lucky because you rolled me up. But you're supposed to be better than me and you lost to that roll up?
Yes, that's the story. That's what you can respond with in the story, yes. But that's usually why they use the roll up. And they get a quick pin like, oh, you caught me off guard. Or like in a submission when someone passes out instead of tapping out, it's like, I never tapped. So that continues the story. Problem is both of those are so overdone that it makes it hard to tell the story because they use it too many times. They don't use it at the right time.
Yeah, well, to me, as I said, I don't feel like they really do roll-ups as much. Like, there was a time when I saw a ton of roll-ups, and it's just not happening anymore.
Yeah, WWE's pulling back on it a lot, so I'll give them credit for that.
At the last match, this is it. This is the match that I think a lot of people are super excited for because everybody wants to see Cody and Jay. I mean, these two faces they're just. Is it time? Right? Is it time for these guys? Really, the better question is it time for the Judgment Day to lose their championship tag team belt? I mean, it is this. Do we see Cody? I mean, what's the play with this? So if they win, how long does they? It doesn't make sense, and for those reasons, you'll get my prediction. But I don't want to jump the gun here. Vinny, what say you on this Judgment Day versus Rhodes and Jay Uso?
I love Cody. I love Jay, but I think the Judgment Day is going to win, and here's why. On NXT this coming Tuesday, they are stacking the card because AEW is doing some special title Tuesday show because of the playoffs. I think because of the playoffs with baseball, they're moving into Tuesday temporarily. So NXT is stacking the deck. And one of the things they've got advertised is Cody Rhodes is showing up on NXT to make a major announcement. Now, what that major announcement is, most people don't know. What I think it's going to be is I think Cody's going to officially announce that he is the guy that got traded to SmackDown when Jay came to Raw. They said for Jay to come to Raw, somebody had to go to SmackDown. And I think Cody's getting traded so that way he can challenge
Roman
for the
Reigns.
title that they took from his dad in the Garden instead of having to win the Royal Rumble again to do it. If he's on SmackDown, he'll have to win the Rumble. But if he's on Raw, they have to give him the Rumble win to finish the story. So that way you can have Cody go to SmackDown, LA Knight can win the Royal Rumble. Maybe he challenges for the Raw World title, and then you got him over there and Cody over here, and they can both walk out with titles, and you have two top guys on each brand that can elevate the title to a whole other level. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to Judgment Day because I don't think Cody is going to be a tag champion.
All right. I have one thing against what you're saying. One. And It's very simple. Cody does not have to not win the tag team championships for that to work. Because if he wins the tag team championships, they go to both shows anyway.
Until he loses the title, then he has to go back.
Right. But him making that announcement, he can make that announcement and still be holding that championship. That does not actually affect. That doesn't actually affect that particular setup. But that being said, I have a really weird prediction on this one. I think now this is just let me verify the rules here. This is a straight up tag team match, correct?
Yep.
I believe so, yes.
No, there's no stipulation.
No.
Okay. I'm going to say Cody and Jay win by disqualification.
That sucks, and you're right. I hate that WWE has resorted to that, and that's a Stephanie McMahon move from the days
it's
of
a very
yore.
simple. But think about this. Judgment Day does not need to lose the titles right now.
No,
but they can take the loss better than Cody and Jay can. I think that is the safe way to book this match.
So, are you dying on that sword? Are you saying that they're going to win?
I believe Cody Rhodes and Jay Uso are going to win this match by disqualification.
Woo! That's huge, Booch. That prediction right there. Okay, so we need to recap. Okay, because now we done through some wrenches.
Well, you still haven't given your pick.
I mean, I thought I made it clear. The Judgment Day is winning this match. There's no way that Cody and Jay.
I need verbal verification here.
No, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm just confused because I thought I was gonna just straight up jump on this pay-per-view, Booch and Dez, and just dominate, right? I mean, as it should be. But here we are, and I feel like we have a little bit of confusion here. So let's settle the people's eyebrows that are popping right now around the Wenz world and go back and recap our prediction. So Shinsuke versus Seth. I got Shinsuke.
Seth
Rollins.
All right. So Booch, you're on your own with that first one. Cena and LA Knight versus the Bloodline. I believe if I'm not, am I correct? All three of us picked the faces.
Yeah.
Yep.
All three of us picked Cena and LA Knight.
So here we go. Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Damascus Dez and I picked Io Sky. Booch, you picked Charlotte Flair, correct?
Yes, I did.
All right. However, this was the match that had the stipulation that Damascus Dez believes that Asuka will take the pin by Io Sky. I believe that Charlotte Flair will take the pin by Io Sky. Fourth match, LWO versus Bobby and Co. We all kind of agree that Bobby and Co. is winning this match for different reasons, but at the end of the day, that's the result. Final match, tag team match for the undisputed tag team championship belt. Damascus Dez, you believe that Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are winning this match via disqualification, correct?
Yes, they are not walking out with the belts, but they are walking out with the win.
God, I love that. I love the boldness of your pick. Booch, you and I are playing the safe route, and we are taking the Judgment Day to win this match. Anything you want to throw on the table, Booch, for bragging rights here? Maybe you want to throw out something since, Damascus Dez just put his set on the table. Like, and that's the last match of the night, too. It's easy to do on the first one, right? You got room to play, but he done waited to the last match. So what do you think, Booch? You want to go bold?
Go bold. What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. Make a prediction on how the match ends.
On how this match ends?
Yeah.
Who
takes the pin?
Make a shocking prediction on any of the matches. Fuck it.
I kind of like
Okay.
this one though. Since you went there with this one, let's all kind of like stay in the same, if you don't mind.
I think the Judgment Day is going to win, and Rhea and Dominic are going to play a role in it. Like they played a role in everything else. So there's going to be interference.
That is a safe bet. I am not even going to argue against it. It makes sense. I see where you're coming from. But like I feel like Cody and Jay, this is a shitty time for them to lose a match.
But Booch, you're still hedging me. You're saying, oh, interference, that's how they'll win. But I want specifics, darn it. I want to know who's giving the pin and who's taking the pin in your view.
Okay. I say Jay takes the pin, and I say either Rhea or Dominic smacks them in the head with their respective belts, and that takes them out. Finn hits coup de grace 1, 2, 3.
So Finn gets the pin on Jay.
Yes, after the ref's distracted, there's a shot with a title belt. Jay's knocked unconscious. Finn hits coup de grace 1, 2, 3.
I think Priest gets the win because it kind of propels him, depending on the timing of this. I don't know the order of the card, but I doubt this will be the last match of the night. I kind of see Seth and Shinsuke being the last match because
that should be main event.
Damian could cash in on that match.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot here. I think Damian gets the pin on Jey Uso. I think that makes the most sense. So we all
agree that no matter what happens, Cody Rhodes is not getting pinned.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? Will never happen.
Cody's not getting pinned.
No, that will never happen. But something that will always happen is we will never, ever forget to leave you with a couple key phrases. One of which is, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
Web's out, y'all.